All right, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Photography. That's right. I got my sound effects board on fleek, as the kids say. And we got a lot to talk about. So much has happened since I last went live. And naughty me, I haven't been going live. And the reason why, well, I completely redid my entire floor in my apartment. So that took up a lot of time. Yeah. Congrats to my floor. Congrats to me. But not so good for the YouTube channel. Okay. So, with all that said, if you're watching me right now on Instagram, come check me out. Join the discussion this evening from 5 to 7 p.m. on my YouTube channel. Click the link in the bio. Okay. So, shout out to everybody who is checking me out on Instagram. Thank you, everybody. If I could say it, everybody's profile names are sometimes easy and sometimes a little hard. So I know I'm going to be messing it up, Mr. Dub Science and Jennifer and Marcel and who else we got here? And Hall Band with Band Photography. There you go. Shout out to you too as well. So we're already getting a couple of comments. Thank you for those who are joining the discussion this evening, because I want you all to chime in and let me know what you think about today's topic. I have a question pinned to the top of the chat right now. Make sure you go ahead and contribute your response to that. Let me go ahead and make sure I got my situation going on here so I can watch the analytics and how my strength of my stream is working. Okay, here we go. All right, cool. So I have a question. Are name brand camera gear worth it anymore? Okay, so I have that pinned to the chat. Make sure you post your response on there, okay? Because I'm checking it out, and I'd like to hear from all of you. So, anywho, as I just stated, before we get into the show, I want to let you know that today's episode, we're going to dive into whether name brand gear really is worth it. Now, I'm not talking about cameras. I'm talking about everything else but the camera. So that includes lenses, lighting, camera bags, etc. We're going to get all into it. I want to hear your opinions. Let's go.
Join me every Thursday on YouTube for another live show of Let's Talk Photography. We cover the latest news, interviews with today's industry leaders, tips, tricks, lighting, cameras, and the business of photography. My weekly live stream is all about crowd participation. You're encouraged to ask questions, talk about the cool camera gear you've got or the camera gear you want to get. Hell, you could just join our open panel discussion during our Q&A portion of the show. The cost of access to Let's Talk Photography is very, very low. For today only, I'm hosting a very low price of free $99 to subscribe and press that bell icon to get notifications of my upcoming live streams. Now let's get back to the show.
All right, so welcome back, everybody, for another live stream episode of Let's Talk Photography. I don't correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't see as many photography live streams as much as I used to a year ago. I'll tell you that. So show a brother some love and smash that like then, okay? Let me put this up here. This is still free $99. I'm not sure if you caught that part, but this is free $99. Okay. Pressing that like, that subscribe, and share button. All right. It's free $99 only for the next 2 hours, 7 p.m. That's when it ends. But until then, it is free $99 for you to smash that like button and support this channel. And by the way, it doesn't hurt your finger. No one has to know, right? No one at work is gonna scold you for pressing that like button or subscribing. All right. We got a few comments before we get into things. Let's check out who is on deck, who's hanging out. We got Mark Man in the house. Yeah, good to see you. We got David Stewart. We got Fajar in the house. Hold on. Here we go. There we go. Look at that. I got my camera shaking because I'm pressing this button so dang on. Pause. And we got Roy Bixby in the house. Coming in hot. And then we also have Roy already has a comment. He says, brand name gear isn't as important for quality anymore, but the support is, especially when brands disappear. Shout out to you. That's a very good comment. Absolutely. Absolutely. And we're going to get into that in a minute. So, um, gonna definitely get into that. So for those that are, hey Vic, how's it going? Vic, you already know we are live. If for those that don't know, I'm talking to my Instagram folks right here, and I'm trying to tell them that if they want to join the conversation, they just need to click the link in my bio, okay, and come join us on YouTube right now. Shame on you. All right. Yes, Vic, I'm live right now on YouTube. So come on through. Come on through. All right, awesome. Thank you, Vic. That's great to hear. I think I'm gonna have an extra camera for just YouTube folks because sometimes I don't think they all know that I go live or even heck if I have a YouTube channel. So I'm gonna if I look over here, it's not because I'm looking at something random or a cat or something. It's I have the what is it? The phone right here. Whoop, whoop. Okay. Anybody get the iPhone 16? Does anybody care about that iPhone 16? Does anybody care about the iPhone 16? I still have the 14 Pro Max, and it does me a lot of justice. I honestly don't feel like paying for another phone. Okay. But that's just me. I'm curious. Does anybody have the iPhone 16? And I'm not even, is it out yet? But either way, does anybody care about getting it? That's probably the big deal. I already don't care. If someone's asking specific, then I'll answer. Other than that, I don't advertise again what I use. I let my results speak louder. There you go. Shout out to you. Okay. I even think Macho Man would approve of that if I could find him. Where is Macho Man? Oh my God. Oh, here he is. I think for sure Macho Man agrees.
Oh yeah.
Mark Man says only reason I would want the 16 is for USB-C. That's true. I know the 15 has USB-C too, but I have the 14. But having the old school jack, I am just about through. I'm so done with it. I'm so done having to have two separate cords when I leave the house. I just want one single cord to use for all my stuff. And every piece of gear I have, like accessory that is electronic and it has a built-in battery, are all USB-C. It's just my iPhone. That's so annoying. So that alone might be worth at least getting the 15. But I've been seeing some pretty cool little features. The microphone feature on the 16 Pro and the what was the other thing? I think it was not photography. Was it photography? Oh yeah, the photography button. That looked pretty cool. I'd like to give that a shot, you know. We got Greg Corker in the house. Good evening, all. Good evening to you, brother. Yeah, thanks for joining. And then hey Hero Shots, if you can, feel free to come join us on YouTube right now. Okay, click the link in my bio. You already know. I know you know where my channel's at, so come on through. Otherwise, just hang out. It's all good. But you already know the live chat is already popping on my YouTube channel. We also have comment from Fajar, especially those randoms that ask why I use Yellow brand in their wedding, even though they're not my client. Dang, okay, that's what's up. People are picky even when they're not paying for you. That's I've heard it all. Okay, awesome, Hero Shots. Good to see you soon. We have Adams J Matthew. Thank you for checking in on Instagram. Really appreciate it. Let me see if I could add a yeah, can I add anything on this? Oh, I don't have. Okay, that's all right. I thought I could add a picture, but I don't have the picture there. But either way, if you want to join the conversation, come join us on YouTube right now. All right. Hey, everybody, what do you guys think of my new lighting setup? Do you like the way it looks back here? I took away that bookshelf. I added more LED lights, added this funky light back. Where is it? Here, light there. What do you guys think of this new lighting setup? Really curious. PSA, print your photos. I just did a batch for like 20 of them. It's satisfying. You know what? I just had to print some photos for a family portrait client, and it was fun. I hope they enjoy the results. I just mailed it to them today. So I still offer prints in my packages as a way to fluff up the package, right? And that's one thing, like in this economy with inflation, if you have to raise your rates, then to justify it, you add more value. One way is through prints. It's one of the cheapest ways to add value real quick to your session. So, yes, Fajar, I'm all about prints. You can see I have all my prints all hanging up here, there, and I have some more over on this side too. They're just out of frame. Okay. Hey, Edward, I can't hear you. Wait, wait, wait. You can't hear me on you can't hear me on Instagram or YouTube. Let me know. Come on over to YouTube. You can hear me as clear as day on YouTube. Okay. Click the link in my bio. Come join us. Vic, thank you very much. And if anybody has any audio issues with me, let me know, please. Post them down in the chat section because I definitely want to check that out. I'm doing new lighting, new everything. So it's like, I want to make sure it works smooth. Okay. Fajar says, I guess your lighting is now looking harsher since our last time, but depth of field is definitely closer to eye level. It is looking harsher in terms of more contrast for sure. I have a grid on this softbox. So I'm just trying to see because what I'm trying to do is like I'm trying to have minimum amount of light hit the back, right? So I'm trying to control the light and I'm actually using it. I'm feathering the lighting onto my face. If I have it direct, then the hot spot gets a little too hot, and I kind of don't like that. So I try to feather it, the softbox, to only hit my face and not hit the background. That's why it's kind of dark right there. And then because I want these lights, I like the colors. I want them all to really be saturated. I like that saturated look. So maybe I'll add a little bit of fill light or something. Okay. And I'm just experimenting. You never know. Photo Nico, what's up? If you want, feel free to come join us. All right. Over here on YouTube right now and join the conversation. By the way, everybody, let me put this out there. Okay. I'm gonna, if anybody wants to join the discussion today, I'm gonna post this here link. If you want to join the panel, okay, join the panel. Boom. All right. So there's the link. If you want to join the panel, it's pinned to the top. If you want to click the link and join the panel, all right. But you got to come to the YouTube. Edward. Oh. If you want to join the panel, you have to come over to YouTube, not on the Instagram. Okay. Got to come over to YouTube. Anyway, we got Greg Corker coming in. Oh, okay. Right. Do you print in house? I use a lab. I use Mike's camera personally, but I know the printer. He's amazing over at the Dublin, California store, and they're great there. They are great. Mike's camera has done all of my prints you see, metal or otherwise. Mike's camera has done all my prints. They will ship to you, but but I go and pick it up since I live by the Dublin, California store. So if you could support a local camera store and they do prints, go to them, support them, and trust me, you'll probably get the best of the best service, quite honestly, because you could go in and they actually know you face to face. And it's cheaper to just let them do it, quite honestly. And a lot of times, if there's like a little mistake or whatnot, they'll redo it and just fix it for you, no problem. And you don't have to pay shipping. So I use Mike's camera myself. Okay. Um, Fel, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Looks like we're gonna get a decent house in here. RBJ, what's going on, man? Come join us on YouTube right now. You know I'm live on YouTube. All right. I hope to see you there. I haven't seen you on my stream for a minute, but it's okay. I see you hustling and creating those photos, brother. So come join us on YouTube. Let's see here. Fajar says depth of field thingy is maybe because it's now full screen. Last time I watched you was the Derek with smaller screen and the live window. Oh yeah, because we're splitting the screen. I always shoot at f2 for my live streams, everybody. So in case you're wondering, I'm always at 1/50th of a second, f2, ISO 320, maybe 400. I could maybe do. Let's see if I do 400. Okay, will that help a little bit? Boom, a little bit more in the shadows. All right, so that's now ISO 400. But I always shoot with the depth of field of f2 all the time with a 50 millimeter lens, the Z 50 mil f1.2 lens, and I use the Nikon Z6 Mark III as my camera to stream. Okay, it's connected to the wall via USB, so it never dies. And this is what I go live with for the past I don't know, month and a half or 2 months that I've had this camera. Okay, so shout out to Nikon. Let's see here. Markman says my favorite non-camera gear is the RS4 Pro. You know what? It is pretty badass. I didn't know you got it. I didn't know you got it. So shout out to you. Okay. I have mine. I have my RS3 Pro all ready to go because I'm going to be recording some video stuff next week, and I'm very excited to use my my gimbal. So David Stewart says, I have covered all of the markings on my cameras. I don't like advertising. I don't use third-party glass as my favorite brand. Oh, it says, I do use third-party glass as my favorite brand. Doesn't make the focal lengths that I want. Okay. I love using third-party glass myself. And so we're going to be talking about that in a second. So I shout out to you because I feel you. But that's interesting that you cover all your markings on your camera. Okay. Fel, question. What would you do? Would you do an outdoor shoot with a constant light? I would. Okay. Obviously, you're going to need a tremendous amount of power, right? But if I did, it would be sunset or something like that. And I did do one. I did do one. I did one. It was like a model with a really nice Mercedes Benz, and I lit the interior using LED light, and then I shot her with a flash. Right, I think it was the 8600, and then I lit the interior with some LEDs, some colorful LEDs, and it came out really dope. But during sunset, I was able to lower the power of the LED and then still be able to get all the great color. I mean, to lower the power of the flash, since I didn't needed to be as powerful as the sun was setting, and then I didn't lose the color of the LEDs that were set all in the car. So experiment, give it a shot. Okay. A lot of these there's so many brands that are coming out with LED lights that are real good to use that will fit any budget. You know, it's worth a shot. I have so many LED, I really have enough LEDs to last me a lifetime. I don't need any more. Fajar says, for my personal use, I have Canon Pro 200. There you go. There's nothing wrong with that. Canon. I have never used a Canon. I mean, nothing wrong with Canon. Everybody on Instagram, come check us out. You can check us out right now on YouTube. Join the chat, join the conversation, click the link in my bio and join us on YouTube. Okay. Because it's hard for me to I'm doing my best to keep up with all of you, but if not, well, you come check us out here. And I have a link where you could jump on the panel if you'd like. Okay. And that goes for everybody on YouTube right now. If you want, click that link. I believe I posted it up top. Yes, I did, called Join the Panel. And you could jump on this here discussion with me. So far with the poll, are name brand camera gear worth it anymore? 75% of you said yes, it's still worth it. Okay. And some of you said no. So there you go. Okay. Only 23%. And then we have drunk wedding photographer with a mushy mushy. There you go. I like that little emoji. All right. Everybody on Instagram, feel free to come join the conversation on YouTube. Greg Corker. Oh, he says hi, Dave. See, that's what I like. I like to see people interacting, engaging. RBJ. Yeah. Thank you for coming in and joining us here on YouTube. Really appreciate it. It's good to see you. Yes, thank you very much. Click that like. Come on now. When do you want to shoot together again soon? Okay, we will. DM me right now, and we'll set up a date and a time because I need to make some content. Okay, so DM me right now so I don't forget, because I'll check it after we're done with the stream. That'll be around 7 o'clock, and then we'll set up a date and a time, and we'll make it happen. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. I also, like, on Instagram, I have a lot of model friends and everything too. So it's ironic because on YouTube, it's all photographers and stuff. But here it's about 50-50 with a lot of models, a lot of photographers. Um, then we also have Fajar coming back in. Oh, yeah. Since our last meet, I've been adored with wider angle lenses. And I've also been shooting video. That's what's up. You know what, Fajar? I actually was looking at the 16-35 lens for the Nikon, for my Lumix camera. Okay. And I wanted something that's very wide to a standard focal length for video. So I get it. Try it all. Our cameras can do it, and they could do it really well. Get into video. All right. That was half the reason why I got the Z6 III, and it's pretty good for streaming too. And look, the focus is really solid throughout this entire stream, as it has in the past. So shout out to Nikon and making sure it's not hunting in the back and focusing on the models in the back of those photos. Let's see here. We also have did my first project in grade. I definitely hate sorting out footages in music syncing. You know what? Hey, it's not easy, right? The life is greasy, but it can be satisfying too. You'll only get better. You already know that. Rinse and repeat. Go do. The more you do it, the better you'll get. And as they say, practice makes progress. Okay, so if you're not ready to color grade, if you're using Nikon, you're not ready to color grade, stick with standard for a while and then switch to N-Log. Okay. But let's see here. So I guess a 60-watt constant light would not work. It seems to pack a punch. I bought oh, okay. You bought that one. All right. I did a review on that. That thing is bright. Okay. That light is bright. Now, you could do 60-watt, but you'll be surprised how much more light you need. I think when I used it, it was dark out when I used it, and then when it performed the best. So the sun was already gone. Okay. Otherwise, it's more or less more like fill light. Okay, like during golden hour or what do they call it, blue hour or purple hour. So I would be very careful with that. Yeah, I was thinking more like a 300-watt if you really want to use it, or 600-watt, but then you need a serious battery pack. Okay. So yeah, LED is not the easiest, but it can be done. You just have to be patient and obviously do your research and when sun's setting, and trial and error. All right. I really appreciate all these comments. This is great. By the way, everybody, right now I'm hosting a special. It is currently free 99 for you to press that like, that share, and subscribe. And of course, hit that bell icon to get notifications when I go live. I hope you guys get notifications. I don't know. I hear stories. Fajar says, if you're in an indoor setting, it's, I guess, enough. Yeah, 60-watt indoor. Right now, I'm using a 60-watt. I'm using the Godox SL 60-watt constant LED light right here. That's what I use for when I go live or make these videos in the talking head. And I have it on 50% right now. So it is plenty of light. But for outdoor, that's completely different. Okay. He used a Colbor 200-watt LED for key usually, but not full power. Rob said it's better to just buy bigger power, and it worked out for me. There you go, Fajar. I'm glad that helped you. I really, really am. Where's my here we go. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, Fajar. I appreciate thank you, Fajar. I'm glad it helped you out, brother. Okay. Real quick, because I'm absolutely ecstatic with all these comments. Anybody right now, if you're on Instagram, naughty you, come join us right now on YouTube. Click the link in my bio and come join the conversation. Real quick, everybody, I do want to share with you that if you haven't already, make sure you go ahead and follow me on all the socials. Okay, follow me on the socials on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, Threads, and of course TikTok. I've been posting a lot more on TikTok. I'm not sure if people noticed, but I have, and I'm on Twitter, X, or whatever the heck it's called nowadays. All right. By the way, I dropped 2 videos last week. One is, of course, it talks about the Red Komodo X price drop. That was a big one right there. That was pretty huge. I'm not gonna lie. I was. Where's my explosion? Is that it? That's right. That was a price drop. Okay. Um, Dropping this camera $3,000 permanently was a phenomenal move on many levels. Okay, on many levels. I shared that in my video. So if you want to go check it out on my YouTube channel, if you care, feel free to go do so. Um, and I was so excited when Red dropped $3,000 on that Komodo X because 10 grand was a little much. It was just enough for me to be like, forget it. But now that it's at $69.99 or $69.95 technically, now it looks more realistic that I can grab a hold of that Komodo X. And since I bought the Z9 at $5,500, it's not that much far off. And quite honestly, I'm really looking at that camera. I'm really looking at that camera. And the other thing is, this also is letting us know that Red has something big in the works. Red Camera has something huge in the works. And I don't think people are really looking at the long game they're playing. Remember, now Nikon is really pushing and dictating the direction and the marketing path for Red. And Nikon is all about making cameras that are accessible to people at all price levels. And that's going to go for Red too. Now, Red's not going to be $2,000. Okay. It's always going to be that Prime Elite Nikon brand, but they are going to make sure that people who are kind of like who are willing to buy a Z9 in terms of photography are willing to pay similar or relative price as a filmmaker or videographer. And that's where the Komodo X comes in. Okay. I guarantee you they're going to come up with another version of that Komodo X, and it will have at least a Z mount, okay? I'm really excited to see where it goes. I really am. At $7,000, that Komodo X is to me, I'll just buy it brand new because of that price. I'll buy it brand new. And I'm currently selling my Z9 right now to put toward that Komodo X, okay? So I am, what do you call it? I'm walking it like I talk it. All right, that Komodo X looks too close to my fingers for me to not try to go grab, okay? And so shout out to Red and Nikon. I'll just have to get a what do you call it? A mount adapter, unfortunately, because it's an RF mount. So they need to get rid of that RF mount, just make it optional, okay? Slap that Z mount on there, or at least a PL mount, and then we'd all be good. You know, that's just me. Now, the other video I dropped was for everybody that's on Instagram, come check me out right now. I am live on YouTube. Come check me out on YouTube. Join the discussion, the panel. Come join the chat that seems to be going crazy right now, right there on YouTube. Click the link in my bio. All right. So as many of you know, recently, what was it? Just late last week, Nikon released 4 Red LUTs for N-Log video. Okay. That was pretty amazing. I didn't expect that. What did you guys think about that announcement? Okay. Because when they dropped that, yes, Vic, I'm selling the Z9 because I have the Z6 III. I had the Z8, and the Z8 is exactly the Z9. And I just don't pick it up nearly as much. But if I had a Komodo X, I'd be using it all the time for my filmmaking and everything. I'd be using it more. The Komodo or the Red cameras is more in line to where I'm going in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Okay. So it is what it is. I'm just not utilizing the Z9 as much as I am the Z6 III and the Z8. It is what it is. Uh, it's really sad, I know, but it is what it is. Okay. Let's see. He said Komodo Z. Well, that'd be the Komodo Z. That's right. That's a good one, actually, Miles, man. It might be called the Komodo Z. You know, if it does, you already know I'll have to get it on principle. Okay. Hey, everybody on Instagram. I'm live right now on YouTube. If you want to join the discussion, come right now. It's free 99. Click the link in my bio and come check me out and join the discussion on YouTube. Um, Miles, man, matter of fact, it's really good to see you, by the way. Markman says, you take plans for the Z9? Payment plans. Hey, you know what? Here's the deal. I could do like a 50-50 split if that's what you want to do. But nonetheless, you know my Z9 is in mint condition. I have everything, of course. And I put it on Facebook Marketplace. That's what I did. Okay. EF Sue says, Komodo, yes, always. Yes, exactly. When I get that Komodo X, it's gonna be on and cracking. I'm gonna make a YouTube video using that Komodo X just on purpose at 6K. You know? What else is there? Oh, we got RF will never go away for Komodo. Too much partnership with Canon. Well, remember Nikon now owns it, so I'm really curious where that might go. Maybe they'll not open up, but like immediately offer more what do you call adapters or something. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. EF Sue says there might be a choice of mounts in the future. Oh yeah, I already can see that because they want that money. How much for Z9? I'm letting it go for 43. That's where it's at right now. It's at 4,300 for the Z9, 2 batteries. What else I got with that thing? The Z9 is the 2 batteries, and everything that's in it. The box, warranty, charger, etc., etc., etc. So I got it all. Everything right I bought it in USA. So if it's a USA guaranteed camera. I bought it at Mike's Camera. Shout out to Mike's. Greg Corker says on Brandon Washington's Uncensored, they really like the way the Red lets improve the workflow when shooting Red and Nikon together. Well, that's the thing. That's one of the things that how can you say? I'm going to forecast in terms of relationship between Nikon and Red is that because of that, the Red LUTs, it's letting people know that how closely they've already begun to work together so that the color science could be as closest together, right? So they're creating this LUT that's almost like a bridge between the two so that you can marry the two cameras. Maybe I'll have a Z8 as a B cam and a Komodo X as the A cam. So that's going to be really that I can totally see. You could basically do that now with Lumix and Blackmagic because Lumix cameras can create Blackmagic raw files, and obviously Blackmagic can create Blackmagic raw files. So like there's a history of brands working closely together and sharing color science together. So that would be an awesome move and absolutely a doable move. Like that's very plausible, right? Fajar says, since I'm on older Z body and I'm learning slowly, I think I use just flat profile and then grade from there. That's actually a great way to go about it. That's a great way to go about it. The nodes in DaVinci Resolve isn't that much of a hassle. It's basically layers. Exactly. Hey everybody over on Instagram, we're having a big discussion right now on YouTube. Okay, that's why I'm looking this way because I'm looking at YouTube. I'm looking at YouTube and now I'm looking at Instagram. Okay, that's where I'm at. If you want to join the conversation, come join us. Thank you, DJ Loopsy. Come join us right now on Instagram. I mean, on YouTube. Click the link in my bio if you want to come talk some smack about cameras, gears, and lighting. Okay, come check us out. Dang it. Now, I'm so used to Adobe Premiere that I'm so used to layering. I'm just so good or comfortable, I should say, with Adobe Premiere and the entire suite. So I'm stuck there. But nonetheless, yes, flat profile is great. That's kind of like Cine D-Log for Lumix cameras. It's kind of like in betweenish, right? Or a Rec 709 kind of a thing. Um, sort of. Here we go. David Stewart, there is a choice of mounts now on red cams, just not Z at the moment. Oh, really? All right. Thanks, Dave. Dave, with the info. I'm gonna research that. I'm gonna research that. Me personally, I would get the Komodo X with a PL mount. Okay, because therefore, I don't know. I just want to be able to have access to most cinema lenses, and PL would be the most, I would think, the most versatile of all the lens mounts. And you could if you see a cine lens, you're more likely going to see a PL mount available, and therefore, I rather do that. But you are shooting manual, so adapters shouldn't be that all that of an issue. But that's just me. Um, EF Sue says, but there are those who have Komodo and EF lens, and if you get rid of RF lens, you will lose. There are people who are. No, I'm not saying getting rid of it. I'm saying having open options, right? But being RF as the default is what I'm saying. Get rid of. It's got to go. If anything, just do PL mount. I don't want to get RF glass. It's too expensive, and there's not enough third party support. So no bueno. Okay. Mark Man. Questions. Would you sell your Lumix once you get the red? No, I wouldn't sell it yet. That's a great question, Mark Man. I wouldn't sell the Lumix yet. Why? It would be depending on what I'm shooting, I'd rather put the Lumix in that situation, right? For $2,000 versus my $7,000 Komodo X. I do enjoy how the colors can be pushed and pulled. The Lumix colors are really, really easy to use. They're great. The dynamic range in the files I get. And I do like the Lumix system. Their system is easy to work with. The menu system, how to learn and use it, it's pretty straightforward. And the amount of cinematic features that are packed into those little cameras are pretty impressive. And only maybe the Komodo could like get close to that, right? Global shutter and everything else. So no, I wouldn't get rid of the Lumix cameras quite yet, and I'm still hoping that they come out with a S2H instead of the S1H or S1H Mark II. I would really love to see what they do because I already know it's going to have every feature known to man from a cinematographer level. I'm just curious to see if they do and what it would look like. But right now, the red is going to be Cam A if I get my hands on it. Uh, how much is it going to cost to build that Komodo kit? Well, the kit, if you buy it online, is like 12 grand. But I would try to get as much not red brand as possible. Like you can get a top handle anywhere. You can get a cage anywhere, right? Unless you want their touchscreen red monitor, but you get a touchscreen monitor from Field World all day for under $200. So like if you just get all their stuff, you're going to be paying out of pocket. If you get a V mount battery from Red, it's going to be through the roof. But if you get through Small Rig or Newer, $150, So that's what I would do. I just want the box. I want the camera, and then I'll figure the rest out. Shout out to Red. Hey everybody, greetings and many blessings. Thank you, DJ Loopsy. I really appreciate the support. Check me out on Instagram. EF Sue, I vote give Loom well, hold on. Let me answer this. Now I understand why everyone is slowly into video. Have to learn, adapt, and include new video service in your rate card is something in this social media age. 100%. I just believe it or not, you know what, everybody? Let me show you. Let me see if I can show you. Hold on. Look, I'm practicing what I'm preaching here. Okay. I'm practicing what I'm preaching. I'm not going to sit here and BS you guys. Look what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you right here. Okay. Give me a second, everybody. Check this out. Okay, Fajar, check this out, everybody. If you go right now, dayoneFilms.net is my video production brand. I have Robert Silver Photography, and then I separate it and have Day One Films as my video production. There's no photography on this, okay? Then if you let me see here. Whoops. There we go. So, Day One Films. Now look what I just added yesterday. If you go to services, social media content creation. Okay. So obviously I offer services for commercial video production, etc. And my packages, etc. But then I also have social media content creation. So I offer packages here for content creation. All right. So the point is that as I've been sharing with all of you for the past year and a half, okay, photography alone will no longer cut it. I'm not sure if you remember that video I made, but it's the truth. It was a live stream. Okay. And our cameras are telling you that. These brands are telling you that. The type of lenses that are coming out are telling you that. The firmware updates are telling you that. That is where the future of the R&D and the technology and the lenses are going. They're going to make sure your lenses are great for photography. That's easy peasy lemon squeezy for them. But let it be also just as good for filmmaking, video, and all that other stuff. That's going to be where the R&D is going. That's why they're talking less about lens breathing. When you hear that, they're letting videographers and cinematographers know like how the quality of this lens. Photography don't care, right? One snap, boop, one frame. That's all you need. Who cares about lens breathing? So with all that said, it would behoove you, especially if you're a young content creator right now, to do both. Add both services. Don't leave anything off the table. Or on the table, excuse me, whatever the saying is. Learn both. You'll make more money. You'll drive more impact. What you want to do right now with AI, I used AI to cut up a video and it took it like 2 minutes and it gave me all these shorts and all this stuff. If you aren't leveraging AI and also learning how to produce more value for your clients, you will disappear unless this is just a hobby for you. If it is, mazel tov, have fun. But if it is not, if you want to make some extra coinage, you need to diversify or die. It's just that simple. Anyway, that's enough for my soapbox. Whoa, EF Sue, come on now. Shots fired. Shots fired. I vote give Lumix away. Dang. Okay. Calm down. All right. Mozman's laughing. I guess he agrees. All right. I would get a Lumix for video, but I'm a baller on a budget and I don't want to buy different lenses. That's the I hear you. I hear you very much. Like right now, I want to get a wide angle zoom lens for video. And I'm like, should I do that for the Nikon camera or for the Lumix? I'm probably going to do it for the Lumix because I lean on Lumix a little bit more for video. But Nikon has made some serious strides. I'm loving the Z6 III for a video option, quite honestly. So I'm probably going to get the 16-35 f4 wide lens by Lumix. Okay, I've been seeing it used for really good prices. So I totally get it. It is annoying having to like double up 2 different sets. So this is my game plan. Okay, Mark, man, check this out. This is my game plan. Nikon is always going to be my number one, and it has been up to this point for still photography. Bar none. I love the colors. I love everything about it. But for video, if I was to stay with Lumix or if I was going to get into the Komodo X, I'm going to buy a set of actual cine lenses that are dedicated to that system, to that setup, to that rig. Because I'm not using a Komodo for photos. So I'm just going to get a set of cine lenses just dedicated to that. And you get a whole set, or at least a starter set from like T Artisan, 3 lenses for under $1,200. Full frame T 2.0, I believe it is. So they're definitely good starter cine lenses. So that's my game plan, and I'm on a budget too, brother. Trust me. All right, I'm in this comfortable studio apartment, but let me tell you, it's not like I have my daughter's grown and lives out the house now. Like if I have to I don't have any dogs or cats, so if I have to, I'll eat some rice and some green beans to get that Komodo X. I'm not mad. No shame in my game. All right, but I understand the plight. For everybody on Instagram, shame on you. Come check us out right now on YouTube for a live discussion about Let's Talk Photography. Because I do this. I'm going to try to do this every every other Thursday now, live on YouTube. Click the link in my bio. Come join the conversation. Okay. Got a lot of people. All right. So, what do you think about this budget option, Zcam E2 M4? I've heard a lot about the Zcam. Let me see. Zcam E2 M4. Goodness. Oh, the little box bad boy. Let's check it out. What is this? What do I click on? Oh, Micro Four Thirds. Is that what that is? That's no. Let's not go with that one. Well, here's my thing about it. If it's this what you're talking about, Zcam E2 M4, is this it? Okay, I think it's this one. Let's take a look. Cool. And where is my live? Awesome. All right. Is this what you're talking about, Vic, right here? Let me know. Let me know if this is what you're talking about. Well, the only thing that would that sticks out to does 4K up to 160 frames, ProRes RAW, 12-bit color. I'd like to know the bit depth. Micro Four Thirds. Oh, it does 240 FPS up to. So far, so good. Let's look at the specs. The Micro Four Thirds is the only thing that's throwing me off. Because I'm not gonna lie, I like the compression of the full frame, and I would go to APS-C because I believe the Komodo X is APS-C, so I would do it for that. But Micro Four Thirds is a little bit more of a reach for me right at this point. So okay, so here we go. So look, check this out. So you have ProRes RAW 422 HQ 10-bit. Okay. If you have NRAW or anything like that, you're gonna get a little bit more out of that. I think it's 12-bit, might be 12-bit. It does proxy. I personally would not. I can get this from Lumix S5 Mark II X, and it's full frame, and it does up to 6K. So I would stick with the Lumix S5 Mark II X personally. Micro Four Thirds. Let's see anything else. No built-in ND. Yeah, 16 styles. That's about average. 10-bit. Yeah. So I would stick with the Lumix S5 Mark II X. But the price is nice. If you can't get $500 more to get the Lumix S5 Mark II X, then maybe this. But then I would probably look at the GH7. I'd probably look at the GH7. Let's see, GH7. Right. See this okay, so that does. Oh yeah, see, look at that. 5.7K for the GH7. 5.7K at 60 frames plus 4K 120. And I already know that's going to be a zero crop. 240 FPS. ProRes RAW 32-bit float audio. Yeah, dual ISO. Yeah, I just go get this then. If oh well, I guess it's about the same price as the Lumix S5 Mark II X. So there you go. Okay, what can I say? So either of those two cameras would be my ideal. But if the price is right, then I guess you could jump into that. Um, that's just me. Courage Studio says interesting. Okay, and then what do we have? Fajar. Then I'm on the right path. I'm loving the hybrid nature of the Nikon Z at the moment. Trying to purchase a 51.2, a 24-120 f4 by January 2025. Well, let me tell you something. I have both those lenses, as you may know. Here's the thing: the 50 f1.2 is my workhorse for portrait. I love that lens. I just do. If I'm going to do a photo shoot, I always have that bag. I mean, I always have that lens in the bag, and I'm using it right now. So with that said, hey everybody on Instagram, I'm live right now on YouTube. If you want to come join the conversation, press the link in the bio and smash that YouTube icon. So with that said, here's one lens that I think you should really look at: the 14 to 24 millimeter, whether it be the f2.8 or the f4. Okay, for video. There have been a lot of times where the 24 millimeter is not wide enough for me, especially once you start shooting at or editing in widescreen or anamorphic like ratios like 2:3:9, 2:3:5, and it really gets like that. That 24 millimeter just doesn't seem as wide as you thought it did when you were filming it and you saw it by 16:9 aspect ratio on your back of your monitor on your camera. So right now, like if I was to get another lens, I would actually have to wait on the Plena some more, and I'd have to do the 14 and 24 millimeter f2.8 lens, quite honestly. Now the only reason why the 2.8 is because you get that little extra stop of light compared to the f4. But if your budget says otherwise, get the f4 version. But I would definitely highly recommend getting a very wide, that 14 to 24 f4 lens. Look at it. I think it's like $1,100. The 24 to 120 is great. It's versatile and all that good stuff. But man, I'm telling you, there will be times you're like, oh, that 24 is not as wide as it feels once you're editing for a 2:3:5 or a 2:3:9 aspect ratio on your timeline. That's happened to me. I'm just sharing with you. Do you think we are moving towards power zooms? I don't see why. I don't see why not, because Nikon seems to be doubling down on letting us know about that feature. I haven't used that feature enough for me to give my opinion about power zooms, but um, maybe I should try it out, give it a shot. Okay, great question. Oh, let me go back to this full screen. Hey, everybody there on the Insta world, on Metaverse, come check us out on YouTube right now. Click the link in my bio. Stop looking at me on Instagram and come join the conversation. Anyway, thank you for everybody who is actually following me on Instagram. I do appreciate you. But if I would like to hear from you, the only way I can hear from you is if you join the conversation on YouTube. Fel, do you know if third-party lenses like Artisan, Viltrox, etc., could damage your cameras in any way, especially the super cheap lenses from Artisan? I have a Viltrox 85 f1.8 lens. I reviewed it on my channel, okay, and I absolutely love it. It is on in my camera bag over there, but I actually really like it. The camera, the body build of that 85-1.8 lens is phenomenal. It's really good. It's all metal. It's nothing cheap about it. So shout out to Viltrox. And I also have is it Viltrox too? I think so. It's like a 40 millimeter f2.5, which is real interesting lens too. So with that said, I don't think there's anything wrong with looking at those as options. The Artisan lens, the T Artisan Cine lenses, I actually have on my wish list on Amazon. It comes with a 35, a 50, and an 85 T 2.0, and they're all full frame cinema lenses. And from all the reviews, it's all metal build. metal everything. The hood is even metal. It's really just a great quality. And a lot of people say for the price, you can't beat it. So I would say third-party lenses right now are for the win. And I'm gonna say not Sigma and Tamron has led that charge. If you get any Sigma or Tamron lens, it's a solid lens. And Artisan and Viltrox are right, I would say, underneath them in terms of like name recognition, reliability, trust, etc. Okay. So really, we have to give a shout out to Sigma and Tamron for leading the way of being of not only improving, because I remember like 10 years ago or so, or more than that, like Sigma was like, oh, it's kind of 50-50, but their new art lenses are phenomenal. Their DGDN art lenses, which are the mirrorless um, versions of their art lenses, phenomenal. I own 6 of them. I have one right here. This was my first DGDN art lens built for L mount. This is the look at that metal hood. Let me see. Okay, guys, check this out. So right here, if you guys are watching me on Instagram, you're gonna miss out on what I'm showing you. Come join me right now on YouTube. Right now, click the link in my bio, and you can see what lens I'm looking at. Otherwise, well, just hang out. So right now I have the Sigma. This is the 45 millimeter f2.8. This was the first lens I believe they came out that had L mount, right? And they were pairing it with the S1H, I believe, when it first came out. That or the S1 or something. But either way, it's a great little compact lens. I really like it. It's really cool. It's all metal. Even the hood is metal. It's a really well-built lens, but this is part of their contemporary line. Here it is, everybody, in case you're wondering, on Instagram. There it is, right there. The lens I'm talking about. It's a great lens, and it's really cool. I like the dials. I like that you can click. For photography, it's cool, but obviously, people don't like it for video. But it's a really well-built lens. And see, when Sigma and Tamron come out with real high quality lenses like this, all these smaller brands like Artisan and Viltrox, they all have to make sure that they're in line. And if not, we smell them out and call them out ASAP. And don't worry, they got cheap, crappy lenses too. But the one that I have is all metal like this lens. There we go. So yeah, give them a shot. I don't think it's the prices are so good it doesn't hurt to try it. I think my 85 is like it's under $300. Fellas, do you know if whoops. I'm actually gonna get the T Artisan ones. I have 4 T Artisan Cine lenses in my wish list right now. Total price is under $1,500. How do you beat that? Full frame T 2.0 lenses. EFSU, RF lens and other cheap budget lenses options are within reach for most with a specific use case in mind for videography. But you do level up with Cine lenses. Yes, you're absolutely right. I mean, Canon is synonymous for video quality and lens quality. So if you have a Canon lens, right, especially with a ring around it, you're gonna get great imagery, video or photography or otherwise. Me personally, when you do want to rack and pull your own video and stuff, shooting manually, like having the gears and having an actual Cine lens, like it is a dream come true than putting on that little stupid rubber ring around it. So, and that's just me. I like getting things for specific things. So if I get Cine lenses, that's for video, right? And if I have my other lenses, yes, they could do video too, but I may lean on those excuse me, a little bit more for photography, but that's just me. But you'll be, you know what? You're all these cameras and everything, man, it'll be hard pressed for you to get really bad photos in video nowadays. Thank you everybody for checking in on Instagram. Let me wave back to everybody. Appreciate you all. If you want to join the conversation, come check us out right now on YouTube. Okay, press the link in my bio and join the discussion. Glad to see you live again, watching from the Philippines. Yeah, international. Yeah, our show's international, folks. Can you believe that? There we go. We got Vic in the house. Hey, Vic, let's remind folks right now, real quick. Come on, everybody, smash that like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon. Hey, Amber, how are you? Where are you from, Amber, on Instagram? Where are you at? She says hello from Oklahoma. I wish I could go live on Instagram at the same time as my YouTube channel. That would be so dope. Oh, I sent it too soon. Oh, hey, you know what? It's all good. Much love to you. Thank you so much for checking us out. If you want to come join the conversation, come check me out on YouTube. My link is in the bio. You already know. You'll see it. The video is already right there, and you could join the discussion, and you can see all my cameras and sound effects. You don't get the full experience on Instagram, but I sure do appreciate you checking in. What else is there? Let's see here. Let's check out the let's check out the what I have the poll here. Are name brand camera gear worth it anymore? Out of 22 votes, hey, thank you very much, SF Paparazzi. It says 77% of you says name brand camera gear is still worth it, and only 23% says it is no longer worth it. Now, I'm not talking about cameras themselves. Okay. I am not talking about cameras themselves. I am talking about specifically the everything else, accessories, lighting, and stuff like that. Okay. Let's go back. Zcam E3 M4 still need to use an external monitor. Oh, I'm not 100% sure, but if it does, oh, that's right, it does. See, that's another, yeah. Once you slap that on, you're getting closer and closer to the S5 Mark II X. At least it has a flip out screen. So yeah, but I've heard some good things about it. I haven't heard anything specifically wrong, but I just think the technology moves so fast, you could get so much better for just a few $100 more. I mean, even the Lumix S5 Mark II, well, this is $2,500. But even still, this camera does a lot of good stuff with it too. I would still lean to the Lumix then if you need to save money. I have Viltrox 16 1.8. I use it for Astro, but I may try that on my next for video project. Give it a shot. See what you could get. I just noticed when I'm shooting at a 235 or 239 aspect ratio for video, the 24 seems sometimes more like at 35 unless you have the room to back up. Okay. So it's just a thing. I don't know. It might be just me. It could be me. But I definitely am going to be eyeballing the 16 to 35 or a 14 to 24 lens for video use specifically. David Stewart says, I have 3 primes shorter than 24 mil, and I'm looking at a 10 mil Laowa as 12 mil was too long last shoot. Oh, interesting. Dang, that was too long. Okay. All right. Shout out to you. Hey, tag me in the photo if you can. If you're on Instagram, tag me in a photo. I'd love to see how those photos come out. Hey, Aura Casting, good to see you. Got everybody in here. Cool. Thank you, everybody. Check me out on Instagram. All you got to do, if you want to join this conversation, know what I'm talking about and who I'm talking to, come join me now on YouTube. That's all you got to do. Click the link in my bio and come join the conversation. If you have any questions, I am checking it out on the comments. If you do, post them down below. Right now, we're talking about our third-party name brands worth our name brand camera gear worth it anymore. All right. If you think name brand camera gear is still worth the money, let me know. Post your comments down below. All right. Craig. Hey, peeps. Lens chat. I think next up for me is the Tamron 50 to 400 for Z. Also have my eye on the 3514. But man, I'm impressed with Tamron's latest releases. And it's funny that you said that because I'm telling you, Sigma and Tamron are knocking some things out of the park. This is the one thing from Sigma I got to get my hands on. Hold on. Let me try to find this. Hold on. You guys aren't going to be surprised that I want this. But come on. Oh, did I just see something about Panasonic? Okay, I'll come back to that. Come on, Petapixel. The site is like, it's a little slow. Maybe it's my internet. Because everybody knows recently Sigma just came out. What in the hootenanny just happened with the 28 to 45 millimeter lens? Okay, where is it at? And Petapixel comes out with too many articles. You got to scroll to get to that one article that just came out like 3 days ago. Maybe I missed it. Huh. Maybe I did. Where is this search? They don't have a search. Let's see. Petapixel Sigma 28. Let's see if I can find this thing. Here we go. Now this right here. Okay, that's the photography version. I wanted the other version. How dare you trick me? How dare you? Okay. Boom. Where is it? 28. Okay, let's just go to Sigma. Forget Petapixel. They have why don't they show the cine version of this bad boy? I want to see the cine version. I actually don't care about the other one, but I'll show it to you guys anyway. Let's get to it. Now, this is the lens that impressed me recently, right here. Check this out. It's the Sigma 28 to 45 f1.8 DGDN lens. Now, this is the photography version, if you will. I shouldn't say version, but you could use them for both, photos and video. But the one I want, let's see the cine lenses. Do they have it? Where's the cine lens? Look at all the brands that they make mounts for. Here we go. Duh, it's right there. Boom. Where is it? 28 to... Jeez, they don't like just keeping us easy, do they? Oh, they don't have it here. Well, that's really interesting. Goodness, art. Oh, they don't have the cine one on here. That's interesting. Well, this lens not this dang lens. This lens right here comes in a cine version, and I'm surprised it's not on this site yet. It looks so good too. It looks so good. I just wish. Here it is. There's the Sigma version, 28 to 45. Now that's such an interesting focal length, 28 to 45. Like at least I wish it was at least a 28 to 50 or something like that. But a 28 to 45 is really interesting, right? It's not like a 20 to 45 or something like that. So it's kind of like this middle area. And I'm guessing to save money. Well, this is a 28 to 105. What the heck happened to it? Where did oh my goodness, I'm going crazy here. That's the 28 to 105. Where's it? There we go. Jesus, look at me. I'm going crazy. And I'm guessing again it would cost a heck of a lot more if they were doing f1.8 and maybe that range. That could be it if they made it even wider. But $1,300. They do have a cine version. I wish I could have found it. That's the thing. I was trying to find it, and it looks so impressive to me that now I can't find it. At least a picture of the cine version. But the moral of the story is that having these companies come out with, or at least creating more cine lenses, especially Sigma, this is amazing. Because if it's at that same price, $1,300 for a cine lens, a zoom lens, that might be worth just to grab up, just due to the versatility. But it is a very interesting focal length, though, 28 to 45. But who says you can't use it and wouldn't have a few uses for it, right? I would find a way to use it. F1.8, okay? So, and I trust Sigma is going to make a phenomenal lens. I already know it's going to look great. That's just me. Let me turn this thing off, for heaven's sakes. Let me turn this off. But nonetheless, the 3514 lens does look very compelling for my Z camera. One of my 2014 best shots are from my cheap $150 Viltrox 20 mil f2.8. They're good for that price. Sure, micro contrast isn't like the native Z. What you miss in budget lens is always weather sealed. Yeah, that's true. You're going to lose somewhere, but you know, how many times in your year that you're like, oh, I hope this has weather sealed. So there's probably going to be a lot more times where the lens is going to be just fine. But knowing that it doesn't have weather seal, just choose accordingly when you walk out the door and pack your bag, right? Manila Martin says, I shoot all Tamron lenses for video. I like their filter sizes all match and minimal lens breathing. Oh, that's awesome. That's really good to hear. That's really good to hear. Are there any lenses you like using, Manila? Are there any specific lenses for video you like using with Tamron? Hold on, let me grab a quick swig here. Hey, everybody, if you're on Instagram right now, come join the live discussion on my YouTube channel. Easiest way to find out where that's at is by clicking the link in my bio, and you will already see the video playing, and just come join the discussion. You could join the chat and listen to what people are talking about. Greg Corker says, QQQ. Question, suggested contrast light for illuminating a speaker in 15 by 50 room. Okay. Trying to keep ISO 6000 and lower when shooting 1/250th of a second at f2.8 to f4 stills. Too much noise at ISO 9000 and above. I'm guessing you can't use a flash, right? Okay, trying to keep ISO 6000 or 6400 or something like that and lower when shooting 120, 200. Do you have any primes? That's going to be one of the best ways. If you can't use a flash, I would use, like, let's say in my case, the 50 f2.0 or the 85 1.8 on the other camera, and using those two and shooting wide open. Okay, because you're gonna have to give, as you know, with the exposure triangle. If you want to lower that ISO, do you want to give up on? Then the only two left is giving up on the speed and or the aperture value. Okay. So I would try to do is use a lens that I can go even wider open, so I don't have to sacrifice on the shutter speed, thus introducing blur, right, from the speaker moving. That would be my best bet, unless you have control of the power of the lighting in the room. If you do, then obviously bring the light up. But if you don't, and you can't use flash, then it's all about the variables from that exposure triangle. Okay. I technically, if you could do 6400, right? Maybe 1/200th of a second. And then using prime lenses, get you open up at least f1.8. And then Lightroom. Yeah, Lightroom is great at noise reduction nowadays. And just do that. I've done that before. And I did that denoise thing and just adjusted the calibration so the skin doesn't look crappy. And it's done some great work. So if you have any questions, Greg, just DM me on Instagram and I'll be glad to help you out. Okay. Here we go. We got J-Rod in the house. Come on now.
Oh, yeah.
There we go, J-Rod. Good to see you. Very good to see you. Using Lightroom denoise to remediate, but the okay. Regular enhanced file sizes are kind of high. Got you. Is this a paid gig? Because if so, sometimes you gotta take your licks like a man. Hulk smash the like button.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Come on now, people. You already know what time it is. You already know. I think Ric Flair knows.
I do this for a living. I'm the best there is.
Come on now. You already know. Smash that like button, everybody. What are you doing? All right? It's free 99 for heaven's sakes. Smash the like, share, subscribe. All right? I'll be going live, not next Thursday, but the Thursday after. Next Thursday, I have a film date, but I'll be going live. What is that? What am I going on? Future of Conference? Oh, sugar, honey, iced tea. Look at you guys. Either way, smash that like. It actually helps out tremendously, believe it or not. What else is there? If there is, if you haven't already, make sure you sign up to my free newsletter. I sent one out earlier this week or last week, and then I'll be sending out another one very soon. We got some fashion shows coming up in the Bay Area. Would you guys like to receive notifications of photography, fashion show events in my newsletter? Let me know if you would like to receive that from my newsletter. Is that something you would like to know? So that if you want to come join one of the fashion shows I have that I'll be participating in, and you want to shoot some models, shoot some runway stuff, would you like to know some of that in the newsletter? I'll add that information to it because I'm always invited to stuff. And from time to time, I hear people always ask, hey, how do you get involved? What do you do? Who do you contact? So let me know if you would like to see that in my newsletter. Boop-a-doo-boop-a-boop. Cheaper lenses are always a great option. Some of those flaws make it interesting. That is true. That's why I'm not afraid to buy these T Artisan. Let me see if I can pull them up. Let's see if I can pull them up. It would be Amazon. Here's some lenses I'm looking at. I'm going to pull it up right now for you. Oh my God. Turn this stupid ad off. There we go. So check this out. I'm actually looking at this right here. Okay. Look at this, everybody. To J-Rod's point, I'm looking at these 7 artisans right now. They're in my box, if you can see it over here, with a wide angle right there. But look at this. 3 lenses, full frame for $13.99. 3 of them. You get a 25 mil, 35, and a 50. And there's another version where you get a 35, a 50, and an 85. Okay. I think it's, where is it? Oh, they don't have the combo here. They don't have the, all right. That's a very good price. Now, are they the best cine lenses available? Absolutely not. But they're going to give you some character. They're going to give you some sort of characteristic that could be very appealing for video. All right. And that's what I'm looking at. Later on, I'll get some more expensive versions later on as my budget allows. But, I'm sitting here eyeballing on myself. Let me see if I can get to this one. Okay, this is the one I would do, the 35, 50, and 85. And then buy this one. I think that's a 24 over here. Okay, all metal. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with some to J-Rod's point, cheaper lenses. Nothing wrong with that. Files size notwithstanding, Lightroom denoise feature does do a good job. It does. I like that you can adjust what it does, and you don't have to just take it as is. And it's only gotten better. Hey, everybody over there on Instagram, come check out the discussion. Join the panel if you like. On my YouTube channel, click the link in the bio. And if you just feel like watching from here, that's cool. But there's a lot going on YouTube right here that you could maybe find more interesting. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, post them down below. We got Craig on the wide end. The 21.8S is king. That is pretty dope. That's good. Now, what I do have in a 20, and this is how can I say? It's a kit lens. This is what I use. I use the Lumix I use the Lumix 20 to 60 mil. It's a 3.4, a 3.5 to 5.6 lens. And check it out. If I need some wide, I use this. I pull this bad boy out. Quite honestly. And no shame in my game. It's nice and light. It's little. It's compact. 67 millimeter filter thread right up top. Okay. Yeah. It's nothing wrong. This comes with the Lumix S5 Mark II. And if I need that extra wide, that extra 4 millimeters does make a huge difference. That's what she said. Okay. But it does make a big difference, though, all kidding aside. So if I need that extra bit, but I'm going to lose on the light, right, at 3.5 versus a 2.8, 1.8, etc. So, yeah, if I need to, I'll pull this one out. But but in theory, I would like to have a dedicated prime or something like that at 1.8 or 2.8 or something. That'd be nice. All right. J Rod says most gear is all about the money, and you get what you pay for. But even some name brand expensive stuff has its issues. You're absolutely right. Okay. Absolutely right. A lot of times I want to make sure that the features or the benefits of having that pro price is worth it to me, right? If you're shooting outdoors a lot, something that's weather sealed could be beneficial. Autofocus, stuff like that, that might be more beneficial. So that, you get what you pay for. Exactly. Okay, excuse me. Here we go. When photographing the speaker, I'm using a Z8 or, hold on, Z7 with 24 to 70 f2.8 lens. Okay, then yes. Then you almost can't, then you will have to learn the ancient art of denoise. I would find a great middle ground, maybe 6400. I personally don't like going above 6400. And then, because I don't want a blurry picture. Okay. At the end of the day, if I have to denoise it, I don't want a blurry picture, right? That might be the one, whatever that photo you just took. So I'll put up with some noise and then let Lightroom try to do its best. If you can't light up the room itself, if you can't adjust the lighting in there, the ambient lighting, yeah, I would not sacrifice the shutter speed. I've done that where I'm like, oh, don't worry, it's only twice the inverse of the focal length. I'll be okay. And then like there've been too many times it's a little blurry and I should have quadrupled it or something, right? So that's just my opinion. And in the aperture, it is what it is. If you can't go wider, you can't go wider. But I would pick up, is a couple of 1.8s. I think people, need to stop forgetting how valuable f1.8 lenses are. Like you don't need a 1.4 or a 1.2. Like, now the 1.4 is actually pretty fair priced in Nikon, but in general, I'm saying f1.8 lenses, if your budget says f1.8 lenses, don't feel some kind of way. They're great. It's going to give you a lot more light than a 2.8 and for sure f4 or your kit lens. You're going to be just fine. It's going to blow out the background. My 85 lens, 85 millimeter prime for Nikon is a f1.8 lens. It's just fine. None of you have ever commented on how horrible my pictures look on Instagram, so don't worry. Oh, we got TMIDD in the house. Yeah. That was like 15 minutes ago, but I hope he's still there and he sees my comments. So good looking out, brother. It's always good to see you. Go check out his channel. I'm sure everybody here knows of his channel. Shooting them fine looking ladies. Him and Photo Me Ike, shooting them fine looking ladies. Kevin comes in. I like the Viltrox 40 mil and Mikey 85 mil. Great stuff. I know Mikey's been coming out with some photo lenses. I only knew of them because they were doing so many cine lenses, affordable cinema lenses, and now they're getting into the game. And Viltrox is now coming in hard too the past year. So nothing wrong with either or. Because I'll be not one. I've never had a time where a client said, "What lens did you use?" Like, what lens did you use? Like, I've had people, I mean, the image of how your camera looks, depending on the importance and the severity of the project you're working on, can matter. Like, if you show up with a Z8 versus, I don't know, a Z50, can make a difference. But never the lens. I've never, they just said, give me the result. So if Viltrox works for you, go for it. And he has a Z7 too. There you go. Shout out to you. Let's see here. AAA using strobe is tricky in a church setting. Wow. Trying to minimize distraction. Also need additional depth of field when multiple people are up front. Okay. Hold on. Let me see what lenses you had again. Okay. Do you have a 70 to 200, by the way? Greg, do you have a 70 to 200? Let me see. You have the Tamron 28 to 75. You have a 70 to 200 because at least that will add compression to your photo and you can zoom in. And then therefore, the people's heads, if they happen to be somewhere in the frame, might be a bit blurry, right? And you're still at 2.8. Maybe a 70 to 200 2.8 or an 85 prime, 85-1.8. Right? Something that'll get you in there and you don't have to be so worried about the people in your frame, stuff like that. I would definitely consider a 70-200 because when I did weddings, like let's say Catholic churches, you can't use flash. Those wide aperture zooms is going to be clutch. So yeah, you have the 28 to 75, but I would definitely consider maybe a 70-200 Tamron lens or something like that. J Rod says, I do like experimenting with the cheaper lenses. Why not? They're so cheap. I say, like I said earlier, give them all a shot, you know? Give them all a shot. Greg Corker says, will do. There you go. That's what I'm thinking, like, is with those settings I mentioned earlier, 6400. And then, you know, make sure your apertures are wide open and then adjust later in post. Sometimes it's like that. Let's be honest, people. Sometimes you just got to fix it in post. It is what it is, right? Okay. I mean, I know I'm not the only one who's ever been like, screw it. It's just that kind of project. I got to fix it later. All right. Greg says, we'll try getting closer. Yeah, that too. I mean, that always helps getting closer, but sometimes you don't want to get in the attendees' way of seeing what's going on up front. And that's why I mentioned the 70 to 200. And you don't have to get the Nikon, just get the, Tamron or something like that. EF Sue says, that would be cool. Yes, to newsletter. Okay, awesome. I'll do that then. I will add upcoming photography events in my newsletter. Okay, everybody? So if you want to know about any upcoming events, make sure you go ahead and sign up to my free newsletter to stay in the know. Hey, everyone, please recommend Nikon camera for photography. Thank you, Hit Thotem on Instagram. I would recommend the Z6 III, quite honestly. I use it right now to stream. If you check out my YouTube channel, you can see me streaming with it right now, the quality. But I think overall, if you have the money, the Z6 Mark III is probably a phenomenal camera. It's not too much for you to learn as a new photographer, and it'll give you a lot of punch, and you can grow with the camera. All right. So as you get better, the camera won't outdate itself anytime soon. So the Nikon Z6 III is what I would recommend for someone getting into mirrorless semi-professional photography. All right. So yes. So for anybody looking for photography events, updates, etc., I will be now including that in the newsletter. Sign up to my newsletter. The link is in the description section of my YouTube channel. That's right. If you have to go to YouTube, check out this live stream, and then you can for sure sign up to my newsletter. Oh, Hit Totem says here on Instagram, yeah, I'm your fan on both YouTube and Insta. Well, shout out to you, brother. Hold on. Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you couldn't hear the sound effects I played for you, but it's over there on YouTube, okay? But thank you very much appreciate it. Can I send like I can't even it won't let me react. That's a shame. But thank you very much, Hit. Really appreciate it. Let's get back to the comments, shall we? We got Mark Tisdale in the house. Let me know when you're on East Coast. If I did one on the East Coast, God, I would say New York, but New York, I don't know, there's a lot of burglary, thieving going on in Manhattan, so I can't do there. I gotta do one on the East Coast. You're absolutely right, Mark Tisdale. You're absolutely right. Stay connected as you normally do. We'll figure something out. For Jar, I rarely shoot wide open nowadays. Have a 1.2, but I always shoot at least f4, mostly at f8, especially in studios. Well, that's shame, and that's awesome too. Ironically, even though I have a 1.2 lens, I actually shoot more f2 a lot. It is what it is, But for those rare moments that I do want to go to f1.2 for stylistic purposes or for more light, it's good to have it. But I actually shoot more at f2.0 for portraits. So a little secret there. So I get it for sure. Manila Martin comes in. Tamron 1750 f4 is my wedding lens of choice. Ooh. It's lightweight, great for group shots. I love having the guest in my frame rather than all close up with heavy blur. 67 millimeter filter thread to match the 70 to 180. Well, that's a great combo right there. It covers all your bases. You got the wides, got your portrait focal lengths, and you got the zooms in case you need to reach out and touch somebody. That's what I'm talking about. So that's really good. I like that. Oh, we have a new name. We got Coyle Nash in the house. But I'm the only feet photographer in here. Oh, you know what? You might be right. Let's anybody comment. Is anybody else a feet photographer here in the chat room? Let me know. Post it down below. Greg Corker says, AAA, I have the 35, 24, 50, and 85 f1.8s lenses. I'll try using the 85 on the second body. Yeah, that's what I would have done. Have that 85 1.8 on the second body, and then keep the versatile lens on that other body. I think that might be a win for you, right? Because you're going to need some reach, unless you want to sit in front of people or get in people's ways. Some people may not care, but me, I try to be as incognito as possible. That's just me. You could get the Plena, the 135 mil. That'll do it. Hit Totem from Instagram says, what differences between 1.2 and 1.4 lens? So you're really talking like a third of a stop worth of light, and as well as depth of field. So a lot of astro people who need light really need that extra and do want it. Astro folks, people who just want it, right? But a lot of times what you get is a larger lens. That's for sure. So that may not be what you need just because it's available and people say how beautiful it is to have a 1.2 lens and all this stuff. You're going to sacrifice in size and weight. That lens is going to be heavy. A lot of times the f1.8 lens, let's be honest, is more than enough for most people. Okay. I'm sorry, everybody. I don't care what your credit card, your credit score, and your bank account says. You more than likely don't need more than the f1.8 lens. If we want to be honest with ourselves, okay? So, first, what is your budget like? What is your style photography like? And for all you know, this might not even be a question for you. You may not actually need an f1.2 or f1.4 lens, right? So that's why I haven't ran and got the 85 f1.2 lens for the Z mount. I just haven't found a use case that much more than using my f1.8 lens. It is what it is. Not that I couldn't get it. It's a great lens. It's a phenomenal lens. So if you want to give me one, I'm down to have it. Vic comes in. Feedback. I was able to hear the sound effects when I was on IG. Oh, that's what's up. Yo, Vic, that's pretty cool. Well, let me see. I'm not sure if anybody on Instagram heard my sound effects, but that's for all of you guys out there. Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Let's see here. But that's cool to know, Vic. I want to be able to do both at the same time. I want to be able to do all inside of StreamYard, Instagram Live, as well as YouTube and wherever that takes me. That would be so amazing. Actually, I think there is a way. I think there is a way. I'm going to try it out next time. I think there is a way. And when there's a will, I always find a way. Shout out to persistency. Fajar says, nah, man, I do cosplay most of the time. I got into landscape and nature recently to expand my port so I can have better cosplay with nature mixed. I sometimes go into car bike meetups for fun. Oh, dope. So there you go. So he does cosplay while Cole Nash does some foot photography, and I bet there's money in that. That's the thing. So shout out to you. Hit Thotem comes back on Instagram saying Nikon Z9 Nikon is my favorite gear. You know what? I can't blame you. The Z9 is a phenomenal camera, even though I'm selling mine. It's phenomenal. It's a great camera, but for my style, I just don't. I'm doing so much more. I'm leaning more into video. I need to be able to have a small camera body so that my rig isn't that much bigger. So that's the only reason why I'm selling the Z9 is to, cross my fingers and jump into that Komodo X. Hello. Okay. And I think Macho Man would appreciate me getting the Komodo X too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was right. Mark Tisdale Jr. says, my guy, have you seen the $50 pocket dispo lenses? They're disposable camera lenses for cameras. What? Imagine one on a Z8 for old school vibes for weddings or car shoots. Wait. I thought I saw that on Petapixel today. I'm going to have to check that out. That sounds very interesting. I'd love to do a review on it if that company said it. Whoever that brand is, feel free to send me a couple of those. Let me check that out. I'd love to see what that's all about. For sure. All right. We have F. Sue says F2 was the magic number back then before the mirrorless world. And now with mirrorless, don't be scared to shoot wide open. You are, after all, paying for the lenses. No, you're absolutely right. I'm not afraid to shoot wide open. I don't think anybody else is. But, no, you're right. There's no but. You're right. Go hard in the paint. All right, I'm trying to open up this little candy thing. Hit Totem comes back on Instagram, says, is Z9 is better for photography or what? I think Z9 for me, the reason why I got the Z9 was because of photography, for runway photos, action stuff. That's why I got it. And it did exactly as advertised. It's a beast of a camera. Okay. It's like, it's like a sniper rifle. You pick that thing up, you're hitting everything you look at, as long as you're aiming. And the Z9, never, not one day have I ever said, why did I spend this much on this camera? It's an amazing camera. It literally is the, I hate to say it, best camera Nikon's ever made. The form factor is just not conducive to my shooting style. I'm leaning more toward video. So the Z8 works for me. Because once you build that rig, it gets big real quick. So that's the only reason. Let's go next. Hey, everybody. I really appreciate everybody, all these comments and everything. I'm loving it. Nick comes in. Shout out to Nick. Hold on. I got something for you. Feet photographer entered the chat. A74 Sigma 24-7. Dang, that's what's up. So you're the second foot photographer. I wonder how much money is on this. Maybe I'm missing out. Hit Totem on Instagram says, is there an image quality between Z8 and Z9? Zero. No difference. You'll be fine. You're not missing out. Form factor. That's literally it. All right. Sorry, guys. I'm sitting here chewing. What is this? I got some fruit snacks and whatnot. Fruit snacks. I don't know how healthy this is. Let me cover up my face. There we go. Fruit snacks. Mixed fruit. Welch's. Yum. It says real fruit. Yeah, right. Next. Mark Tisdale says, I need the 1-2 for weddings. It's super dreamy, great and low light, low ISO, especially in receptions. 100%. I thought you had the 85 1-2. Mark, I thought you had that 85 1-2. That's interesting. Ambient shooter, thanks for tuning in. And oh, look at that. D's in the house on my Insta. If you want to join the conversation and see what it's really about, I'm talking to everybody live now on YouTube. Okay. That's where the real action's happening. Right here. All right. These people here, they're serious on YouTube. All right. So come check us out. Click the link in my bio. You already know what to do. Yeah, Mark, I really thought you had an 85 1-2. I don't know why I thought that. Fajar, the only time I use my 105 1-4 nowadays is when I really want to isolate my subject with the unique compression. Oh, 100%. And you do. I mean, that lens right there is going to smash it every time. That's why I want that Plena. That compression is phenomenal. Oh, Hit Totem on Instagram says, please recommend light. Amaron light is best, or which brand? Well, I was looking at Amaron, but I honestly have been looking at Aperture. I've been looking at Aperture. Amaron's kind of like Aperture's, like, I don't want to say economy, but like not as expensive lighting, right? It's more budget friendly. But Aperture owns that company, I believe. That's an Aperture brand. But I've been looking at the Aperture 600D, tell you the truth. And yes, that's name brand. But right now I'm using a Godox, but this is just a 60 watt. Again, this is at 50%. But I want a 600D for my commercial work, client work. I want like a 600. Okay. That's just me for lighting. Greg Corker says, don't gas me with the Plena suggestion, because I really want one, but I'm now dreaming of adding a Z6 III. Oh boy, Greg, I don't think you want to hear my response to that. I don't think you're going to want to hear it. I think you want me to keep eating this Welch's fruit snacks. Okay. But I'm always going to preach Plena. We'll move it right along. All right. So let's see here. Oh, I hope Hit Totem, you heard my recommendation. Let me know what you think. Okay. I'm seeing this stupid spin wheel on Apple. We already know what that means. Means I gotta pray to the tech gods. There we go. Drunk wedding photographer. Pocket Dispo is way behind. I've had Lomo plastic lenses for my Olympus EM1 for a cool minute. $20 for a wide, normal, and fisheye. Dang, okay. Okay. Look at that. We got competition of the cheapest lenses. Mark Tisdale says, Pocket Dispo, I believe it only shoots in f11, so everything is in focus. It's a 47.5 megapixel disposable camera photo. Probably looks incredible after post edits. That's fascinating as hell. I did see that. I think it was in the newsletter for Petapixel today. Roy Bigsby says f1.2 was the magic aperture since early film days, but was never very sharp wide open. Oh, that's interesting. Thank you, Roy, for that little history right there. Yeah, appreciate that. Was the magic aperture since early film day. Oh, yeah, that's why everybody's like, stop down to F4 or F6.3 or something, and then all of a sudden everything's sharp. F Sue says, ever since I bought my Z8 when it was released, my Z9 really gets a button pressed. Ayo, I already know what you mean. Yeah, I have the Z8 and then I have the Z6 III, which I'm using now. And you're absolutely right. That's why I came to the conclusion, right? I was like, I barely use it. Not that I don't like it and that it's not a good camera. I just barely use it. But boy, that Komodo X does look quite yummy. So I might, yeah. Anyway. Roy Bigsby says, I love the battery in the Z9 for long shoots without battery worries. Yeah, that is nice. That is nice. Like I've done weddings with only one, maybe and a half of the Z9 batteries. So yes, it is pretty nice, but you know, here's the thing. When I think about my cameras, do I pick it up often? Is it a choice A or choice B whenever I think about shooting or anything? And most of the time it's been between a Z9, a Z8, and a Z6 III. Okay. That's just the way it is. I have all three cameras, but only two hands and only one set of eyes. So like how many cameras do I need professionally? I'm not going to just keep them on my shelf. Mark Tisdale says, no, we have 1.4s. I've been waiting for the 1.2 Probably going to grab a 50. Gotcha. Yeah, the 50 you're going to love. You're going to love that 50. It's a workhorse. It's a workhorse. Very, very flexible. Portraits. Also, some, how can I say, not scenery shots really. It's not that dang wide. But it's a great versatile lens. I love it. Okay. But yeah, that 35 f1.2 is probably gonna be at least 2,500. I wouldn't be surprised if it was 2,700 for that lens. Tell you the truth. Anyway, I'm off to work. It's close to 9 a.m. here. Damn. Okay. Have a good one, everyone. Thank you, Fajar. That's what's up. He probably already left by now. D Visuals. I fall in love with Nikon's 35-1.4, and I wish they made an 85 with a 1.4 also. Well, they soon will, because they did that 35-1.4, they did the 50, right? Didn't they did the 50-1.4, right? And then the 85, yeah, it's all going to be 1.4 soon enough. And I'm thinking because they want something affordable that's great for low light, thus video. That's my thing. And then which are going to be great options once they produce a native Z mount on those reds, at least the Komodo X. That'd be kind of dope. Here we Mr. Oh shoot. I'm gonna try my best to say this name. I'm gonna try my best to say this name. Mr. K. Here I'm hit the oh, hey, Mr. Totem, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you for tuning in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. You got a macho man. Awesome. Thank you. He was following me and commenting this entire time on Instagram. He finally joined us. Thank you so very much. I'll spend it. Yeah, I bet you would, Mark. You send me a picture when you do, brother. Hey, that 35 would be great for your go-kart events with your kids and everything. That low light performance on the 35-1.4, I bet it'll be spectacular. I bet it'll be spectacular. Roy Rigsby says, Nikon's F14s seem to be Tamron's. Some say, some don't. So, hey, if you like it, I love it. I don't know what to tell you, but I wouldn't be surprised. How about that? Okay, that I would not. Mr. Totem comes in. Nikon in top now. Okay, see, Nikon on top. Absolutely. They've been killing it. This year, they've been killing it. I think they've been really setting a tone for all the brands this year. Okay. Really forcing people to change their game and their entire strategy. Look at all these new lenses coming out more video centric or video in mind, right? Mark Tisdale says the 1.2 will. Absolutely, it will. Low light. The 1.4 performs phenomenal. Autofocus, excuse me, Mark. Autofocus and everything with that 35-1.4 is pretty dope, huh? I might have to take a look at it. I don't know. And the price was great. Craig says, "Give me an 85-1.4." There you go, brother. Oh, it'll be here. I think it'll be here before the major holidays. I think it'll be here before the holidays. Okay. We got Totem back in it. Oh, look at that. We got people over here too. Hold on. Let me make sure I say hi to people. It's new gear coming this year's for Nikon. What new gear would be coming from Nikon, do I think? Oh, I think the 85-1.4 would be the next thing. They just did that 35-1.4. They had the 50-1.4. So I think the 85-1.4 is right around the corner. And I think something else big will come from Red. That's my thing. Something big will come from Red. They did the price drop. They did the Red LUTs for Nikon N-Log. Watch. They're going to do something. Something dope's coming. And I can't wait. Talk about it. Mark Tisdale says, it's quick. Oh, good. I would consider that 35-1.4 for video. That's my thing. Greg says, evening, Roy, I'm betting it will be the same way for me with the Plena. I have a 105-28 that I love, but seldom use it. Then again, I could use the Plena. Exactly. That's why I didn't want to say anything, Greg, is because I want to be Team Plena. Okay. Hype for the Red and Nikon bodies. Well, I don't think they should, and I don't think they will do a Red Nikon body. I think, if anything, you're going to see more features that are more red like in Nikon, technology, etc. And then Red is going to be the company you go to when you have a global shutter, stuff like that. So you already saw with the price drop that they're trying to make it more appealing to Nikon shooters who may want to shoot more video or who do shoot video professionally to jump into the Red. And then, yeah, you're going to see that kind of a marriage between softwares, etc. If you have a Z8 and you shoot with a Red too, you can mix them up together and not, you can handle both color signs as well together. I think that's where a lot of it's going to go. Excuse me. We got Hit Totem back in saying, is Z7 III will be real? I think it will. I think it will, because though a lot of people like the Z6 Mark III, those who are just straight up hardcore still shooters, high res still shooters, want something for them. They want that Z7 II. They want the Z7, a new body, updated body, new updated autofocus, everything else, but not quite the Z8. So I'm thinking that camera would be $3,000. It'll be cheaper than the Z8. It's got to be cheaper than the Z8. So I'm thinking it would be around $3,000. And remember, I told $2,500 for the Z6 III. I said it. $2,500, and it will sell, and it did. I'm thinking Z7 III would be $3,000. High res. Probably 60 megapixel. I don't know. I'm just saying. Mark Tisdale Jr., exactly what I mean. That sensor. That's what he's saying. That sensor. Check out the sensor. Roy says Z7 II may be delivered by Flying Pig. That's hilarious. Yeah, well, we all could wait. I mean, the Z7 III, excuse me. But you know what? A lot of people have been making a lot of noise about it. As I said earlier, people who are hardcore still shooters are going to want the Z7 III. Still screaming about it. They were screaming about it when the ZF as well as the Z6 Mark III came out. So I bet it's on its way for sure, and we all just have to sit and wait. That is just the way it goes. Look at that. We got F Sue says Red Lutz Nikon is just a teaser for what's to come. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Nikon trying to get a feel for the interest. Nikon did say it leave Red business unit alone. Yes, of course, but how much do I believe that? I think what they really mean is like Red is still going to be Red, its own thing, but at the same time, price drop, all this other stuff, that's not a Red thing. That is a Nikon initiating some sort of new initiative. Okay, that's new leadership move right there. Greg says, Robert, the Z6 Mark III video feed of the live stream looks fantastic. What lens? I'm sure the new lighting helps too. I am using the Nikon Z50mm f1.2 lens at f1.2. Okay, that's what I'm using to stream with right now. It's a great lens. It was one of my first Z lenses. I love this lens. I use it the most. I really do. The Z50mm f1.2. And I'm shooting at f2. Greg, okay? We have JP Demora. Anyone know when they might be reloading that Z7 III? That's what we were just talking about, brother. We were just talking about that. If I was to guess, it'd be first quarter next year, end of first quarter, Marchish. Okay? That'd be the camera for them for next year. That's my guess. I don't know. That's my guess. That's what would make sense to me. Then we have Totem come back. He says, Nikon autofocus is now better than Canon in dark. Ooh, shots fired. Dang, shots fired. Okay, I'll let you tell it. Anybody on Instagram right now, feel free to come join the conversation. That's right. Right now on YouTube, all you got to do is press the link in my bio and come join us. You'll see what's going on over here in the chat. Come join the chat. We got Roy over here. A high megapixel ZF2 is more likely than a Z7 III. Damn. Ooh, you think so, Roy? All right, I can't wait. We'll see. I love the gossip of photography. We have Mark Tisdale, 1.2. There you go, 1.2. There you go. Sometimes it's like that. All right, everybody, you already know. If you haven't already, well, first, it's 7 o'clock. I have to skedaddle, all right? That's right, I do. I have to skedaddle, believe it or not. Let me put on the, there we go. All right, everybody, you already know what this music means. It means I need to get the heck up out of here. Now, before I do, make sure you go ahead and smash that like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get notifications for upcoming content. Make sure you come out and support. Support by what? Smashing that like button and subscribing, okay? For those that don't know, make sure you go ahead and follow me on all the socials. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, Threads. I'm on TikToking because I'm pop locking. And I'm on Twitter. That's right. I'm on X, Twitter, whatever he wants to call it next. That's where I'm at. Feel free to check out my fashion photography Lightroom presets. Down below is the link. Okay, I have a whole set that I currently use. If you've seen any of my photos on Instagram, I used one of my presets every time. I just decided to finally wrap this up and start offering it to people. So feel free to go check it out. If you're worried about any of my upcoming workshops, seminars, etc., I will be doing one with at least I'm hoping to do one with Mike's camera. All right, go over to robertsillphotography.com, click workshops for more details. And as I mentioned earlier, folks, please sign up for my free newsletter. The link is in the description section down below for you to check out how to sign up. It's just first, last name, and email. It's very easy. I'm going to be sending regular content, updates on my videos, as well as photography events. All right? All you got to do is sign up to the free newsletter. It's very, very, very easy. Hey, thank you, Rainy Horn Photos. Thank you very much for checking me out on Instagram. All right? What else is there? Everything else looks good. Make sure you check out my 2 latest videos. All right, Red Lutz with N-Log video and price drop of Komodo X by Red. All right, we got a lot of, awesome. Look at that. Thank you very much. Fun and creative. Thank you very much. Thank you, Vic. Thank you, everybody. Awesome live session. Thanks. Thank you, F. Sue. I will be going live soon enough. Have a great night. Keep in touch, my guy. Yes, thank you, Mark. Really appreciate it. And Mr. Totem, thank you very much. Robert Silver and Photo Me Ike is my favorite YouTubers. Oh man, thank you very much. And Red Light Video was awesome. Thank you very much, man. All right, everybody. Until next time, keep shooting and stay creative. Thank you for watching.